Welcome to the third and final recording of sentence patterns. We are now looking at pattern 6, and the abbreviations are different from the one in your book. We call them SPO and adverbial complement. This is an example of a transitive complex. It's transitive because it has an object, but it is also complex because an adverbial is necessitated. You must have one here. So we have the first divide, subject predicate. In this case it's a simple subject here, and we add you. You can put something somewhere is the pattern here in the sentence, and the predicate consists of a predicator. It consists of a direct object, and it consists of an adverbial complement. Adverbial complement because you can't stop at "you can put your coat." You have to say where it's going to be. Excuse me. So in the predicate, or the predicator, I apologize, you have two verbs, can put. Now in this instance it's a helping verb, but it's also a helping modal verb, so that's what we'll call it. It's a modal verb, and it's finite. Modal verbs are always finite, and the modal verb here is can. We then have put is the lexical verb. It's non-finite, and so we write put there. The direct object is coat, and then we have in my bedroom. This is the adverbial complement. In our other examples, the adverbial was I gave it a yellow color. We don't do that here because these are necessary, the adverbial complement. So this is pattern number 6. We then move on to pattern number 7. And pattern number 7 is such that we call it transitive complex 2 because it requires an object, a verb is transitive if it requires an object. And in this case it requires not only an object, but it also requires an object complement. If we have a look at this, you have made me something. So we have subject, and the subject is you. Have made is the predicator. Me is the direct object. Actually, we could just call it an object because there's only one object. You can never have an indirect object by itself, but you can have a direct object by itself, and therefore here you could call it object, but for the sake of consistency we'll call this a direct object. Let's work with these two for the time being, and we have a helping verb, which is finite, and then we have the lexical verb, which is non-finite. Now please remember that the lexical verb is only non-finite because there's also a helping verb here. Had this sentence been "you made me very happy," then the lexical verb would have been also the finite verb, because then there would have only been one verb in the predicator. So then the helping verb is have, and the lexical verb is made. You have made me, and that's the direct object is me. But you can't stop there in this sentence. If you would have said you have made me, You're waiting for something else to be said. So we have two words which we have not accounted for. You have made me. Now, very happy, this is not another object, as in the last sentence. We're just going to flip back to that for a moment. In this one here, sorry, in pattern 5, it was you have given me something. So there was something, somebody or something gave somebody something. There were three separate entities. In this example here, there's one entity, then there's another one, but very happy isn't another thing, another entity, another participant. Instead, very happy describes, well, does very happy describe what? You or, no, it describes me here. So this is what is called an object complement. That is, it tells you more about the object. Very happy. So there are some verbs in the English language, at least when it's used in this instance, where you have made me, it requires something which describes this object here. In this case, it's me. And it in a way it tells you more. Very happy here, it says how because of your action on me has changed me from being me normal to me very happy. Another example of this could have been, we have elected him president. For example, something like that could have been done. Perhaps we should, I can do that as an example here. I'm going to change this sentence. So if we have elected him president. And so in this case the subject will become we, and there's only there are two verbs in the predicator, have and the lexical verb, except this time it would have become elected, and this is him, and this would become president. So how is this similar to the previous example? Well, we have elected him. So by the process of election, him has changed from him to being him, the president. So this would be transitive complex 2. And that's the end of the recording.